Yeah, baby.
We're
back.
We're here.
We're back.
We're back.
Episode 9, baby.
It's...
We're here.
Do you remember that?
I remember that. Tom,
I remember that.
Chase, you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It's like that Chris Farley
It's
skit from
episode-
SNL.
What episode is this,
Yeah.
Mike?
It's episode 9. I already said it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
episode
Nine.
9, week
Episode
9.
9.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
That's
This
9 weeks.
No, I have
9 whole weeks.
We've all aged a little. We're
Yep.
all a little more mature than when we started.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Things have changed.
Yep.
My
Even though
body's been changing lately,
Different
guys.
person now.
I know. I know.
You know?
I found out what masterbation is.
Oh, me
Ooh,
too.
Mike found out what masturbation
I've
is.
officially moved from 2 fingers to full fist. That was a big day.
It's funny because that's actually how you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know you guys, but
No,
it
that's
doesn't
it.
start off like that.
Yeah, I just started fucking polishing the knob. No, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I said that to Bethany. I was saying that. I was like, you know, like I think I was making a joke, like started from the bottom. Now you're here. I'm like, yeah, started with 2 fingers. Now I got a fist.
Yeah. Now,
Now I got enough there to grab.
Yeah, me too.
Now I jerk off like a real man.
I used to only put 2 fingers in my butt, but now I put the whole fist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole fist,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
I used to put only half a jar up my ass. So I jerked off and I put the whole thing.
I saw that
That's like the
video.
video with the guy who squats on the bottle and the bottle breaks.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, it makes me fucking.
Or that guy who's he's sucking the dildo and
The maid
the
comes
maid
in.
walks
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that
Oh,
video
I haven't
scarred.
seen that one.
I,
You ever seen
that?
I recently put on Pain Olympics
Oh,
because they were talking about it in a
Remember those?
podcast.
What is wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Well, they were talking about a podcast. I was like, yeah, I haven't seen that in forever. And I was like, I wonder if it's as bad as I remember. But the one that like I pulled up was only a couple minutes, and I didn't watch the whole thing. And it was like dudes like basically cutting their dicks off. Like,
Nice.
Oh my lord.
Nice.
What is wrong with you?
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Chop it off,
Yeah.
keep it in a jar.
It's called having culture.
Yeah.
All right.
We know it's cultured. Matt Damon.
Oh yeah. Back to the podcast.
Back
Yeah.
to the podcast.
Who's Matt Damon, Mike?
I don't know who. I don't know him personally.
He's an actor.
Oh yeah, he's an actor. Yep, and he stars in 2 movies that we'll be talking about.
What are they? Those
Good Will
movies?
Hunt. Oh, it's Good Will Hunting.
Oh,
A
okay.
hunting movie. I love it.
It's a hunting movie.
Hunting with Will
It's a
Good.
hunting movie.
It's a hunting flick, an American drama. And then we'll be talking about Suburbicon
Nice.
from 2017.
Mm.
All right, well, let's get into the nitty gritty of Good Will Hunting, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The
Jump
movie
on in.
that skyrocketed
Lay it
Matt
on
Damon.
thick.
All right, it's in a 1997 American drama film, directed by Gus Van Sant.
Oh.
Yes.
Goose Van
Yes.
Sant.
He directed
Gus
Elephant. Remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
Elephant?
yeah.
Yeah, he directed
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Milk, the Psycho remake. He's directed a few good movies.
Chase, did you ever see Elephant?
No, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
No, you never had the pleasure.
Weird flick.
It is really weird about school shooting.
It's like
kinda
basically
scarred.
about...
About what? Oh,
wow.
again.
Oh!
recurring topic.
Hey, now
oh
it's you,
my
buddy.
God! Wow, it brings
You
us full circle.
You should-
Wow.
We can
Oh.
end the podcast now. That's it.
Jesus.
It's basically like almost about Columbine,
Yeah, I remember hearing.
but it's got a weird
But
twist.
it's told from different perspectives of like each kid throughout the day,
Yeah,
like the characters.
Mm.
But the weirdest twist is that they get into the shower.
Yeah, that's the
together.
thing that always scarred me and Tom because we rented it from 5-Star Video.
Yeah.
We had no idea what it was. We didn't know it was a school shooting. Nothing. We're like, what is this movie?
Yep.
And
Put
yeah,
it in and played
It's a
it.
school shooting movie, and then also they have like gay sex.
They're hanging
Oh,
out, and then
wow.
like they all of a sudden there's a scene where one of them's getting in the shower, and then like
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one's naked in the shower, and the other one just walks in butt naked. They just close the door.
gets in the room. Gets
Did
in
you
the
guys
shower
reach
with
for
them.
the same pretzel and touch hands?
Well, it's funny because we were doing the same thing.
yeah.
yeah, I was like,
We're not weird.
We're not
Dude,
weird.
Should we shoot up a school?
Whoa.
Oh,
All right.
I didn't.
Okay. Stare.
It's hot in here, isn't it?
Let's get back on topic. All right. It stars Robin Williams, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Minnie Driver, Stellan Skarsgård.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
SKS.
Thor. Sounds like a Thor name.
It's written by Affleck and Damon,
Ooh.
and the film follows a 20-year-old South Boston janitor named Will Hunting, an unrecognized genius who, as part of a deferred prosecution agreement after assaulting a police officer, becomes a client of a therapist and studies advanced mathematics with a renowned professor. Through his therapy sessions, Will reevaluates his relationship with his friends, his girlfriend, and himself, facing the significant task of confronting his past and thinking about his future.
Nice.
I thought you're pretty.
That's good.
It's pretty well written.
I like
Good
that.
little
Summary.
wrap up summary
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Well,
Suburbicon. All right.
yeah. All right.
I mean, where do you want to start, Tom? You've definitely watched the movie the closest. I watched the second half with you today. You watched the whole movie in the last week.
Do you like apples?
I like apples.
Well, I got a number. How do you like those apples?
Oh wow,
That's a great scene right there.
it is. It is.
Yeah, it's a great flick. You know, Matt Damon's young. I like young Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's weird watching that compared to Suburbicon. Like
Yeah.
kind of fatter.
Yeah, he's
Oh
older.
yeah, especially
adult.
close to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One's great. One's poo.
Yeah.
Young Ben Affleck. He's so skinny.
Young Bang Affleck. He's
Yeah.
super Boston.
Oh yeah, wicked Boston.
He's got some great scenes with Casey Affleck.
Yeah,
Yep.
The
Casey
sandwich
Affleck's
scene,
like a child. in
sandwich
that
scene
movie.
when he fucking throws the sandwich at him. He's like, "Here's your fucking sandwich." I love that scene. It makes me laugh every time. And the scene when they're in the bar and Minnie Driver's there with her friend, and he's like, they go to a Harvard bar to see how it is. The fucking redheaded guy brings him there,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Ooh," he's like, "some honeys," and he goes over to talk to him, and then remember he's walking through the bar, and he's like walking. Oh, it's so funny. He's like dipping his head down, and he does the famous thing. He licks his fingers, and he fucking
Oh, a double.
Oh,
double pushes
yeah.
back, slicks back his eyebrows because
Uh-huh.
he's so smooth, you know. And then he fucking goes over there. It's just fucking great. And that's when Matt Damon comes up and he flexes his intelligence on that fucking Harvard guy.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, great scene.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the great scenes obviously revolve around Matt Damon and Robin Williams.
Mm.
Throughout
Yeah,
most of
those
the movie. Their
scenes, the scenes with
therapy
the
sessions are
therapist.
definitely the highlights of the movie.
Yeah, the back and forth.
You know.
The first one
Yeah.
where he roasts him about his painting.
Yeah.
The painting of him alone on the boat, and then you find out about Robin Williams' passed away wife who got sick and passed away. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, that's it. You married the wrong woman. And he's like, oh, hold it right there, chief. And then
Oh yeah.
he keeps going, and you
Yeah.
see, and he's taking his glasses off in the background, and he comes up and he fucking yokes him up.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
grabs
yeah.
him by the throat, and he's like, you say one more fucking word about my wife, and blah 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 blah.
That's the very first one, right?
That's the first interaction.
wow.
Because
That's
Will.
crazy.
Because they're at like a ball game, like a little league baseball game, and they're like drinking beers in the stands. Him and his fucking dirtbag friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they see this dude with the fucking leather jacket on,
Uh-huh.
which Will is wearing later, which I thought was weird. That leather jacket that he's wearing with the white stripes on it. He's wearing like a black leather jacket with white stripes at the end of the movie and like a couple bar scenes. And that's the same jacket that the guy they beat up is wearing. So I don't know if he's supposed to have stolen his jacket or if that's like some small detail or something, but I didn't notice it until we were watching it earlier. But he sees him and he's like they're checking out his girl, and then Will's like, yeah, that guy used to beat me up in kindergarten. And then they're like, oh, fuck him, and they leave, and then they're driving and they see him walking with a couple of goons, and they're like, oh, there's that guy, and Ben Affleck's like, we're gonna do something about this right now. And he just pulls over and they just get out of the car to go fight him.
Oh my
And
God.
Casey Affleck's like, I'm not fucking going out there. And he's like, if you don't get out of this fucking car in 2 seconds, if you're not fucking out there to help us, I'm fucking coming after you next. And fucking,
Are they brothers in the movie? No.
Are they?
Are they? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Their
what I
back
was
and forth
assuming.
is great, but
Yeah, it is.
most of Casey Affleck's dialogue, most is ad-libbed.
Yeah, I read that in the
Yeah,
facts.
Yeah. Like a good percentage of it. And like
And Rob Williams.
It
seems
even caused like controversy in the beginning because he like wouldn't follow his lines.
Really?
And then eventually they just kind of let him go with it, and his character ended up being way more like his character wasn't even supposed to be funny.
Really?
Yeah, he was just supposed to be one of the friends, like kind of like the redheaded guy.
Yeah.
Like almost no role.
Was this Casey Affleck's first movie? I don't even know. Like, what did he do before this?
That's a good question.
One thing for me too that was interesting was I hadn't seen this movie all the way through until like later on. So it was
Yeah.
cool to like then when I finally did.
Yeah,
to
Mike
see,
either, right? You didn't see that movie until just a couple years ago.
Yeah, a
right?
couple years ago, I watched.
Yeah,
it the
yeah.
first
So
time.
it was interesting to see like all like Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and like Casey Affleck to see all
See
these,
where they came from.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
it
I've
was
always
really
heard of the
cool.
movie, obviously, because
Yeah, it's a famous
If you
movie.
know Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, you know that they started basically because
Yeah, they make fun of it and fucking Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously,
Goodwill Hunting too. Was
Well,
it
I've
open season?
yeah, hunting season.
Hunting
I think it was.
season. Yeah.
But obviously I've seen Dazed and Confused before I saw Good Will Hunting. You know, Ben Affleck was in that obviously before.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is the movie that skyrocketed them. I mean, they won an Oscar for writing in this movie, so
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that they wrote it. I mean,
Yeah.
that alone is pretty.
it's impressive.
Yeah, they beat that guy up. They fucking kicked the shit out of those guys.
Mhm.
And Matt Damon, he goes like murder on him. And he's like on top of him and he's just hitting him back and forth like 15 times, dude.
He's taking
And
his
then-
rage out.
And the fucking cops show up and he tries to fight off the cop and then that's when he gets
Oh,
arrested.
yeah.
That's
and
how
shit.
he gets. That's the whole
Yeah.
story
That's the
starts.
that's how it starts. Yeah. And like he's in court and he's like flexing on him. He's trying to fucking talk his way out of court. And that professor's already looking for him because he solved that fucking cool equation on the board. It's like awesome scenes like that, you know. And it's too cool just to how a character that it's kind of a unique story and not a unique story because it's like a genius, like almost like Rain Man.
Mhm.
Like what year did Rain Man come out?
Like 1988 or something.
Yeah, it's like almost like same like some kind of genius and like his fucking stuff. But
Well, one was severely autistic and one's a normal.
yeah, this
Boston-
has like a different.
Southie.
This has a different
Southie
twist.
guy.
This one's an abused fucking orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
This movie really put
Well,
Boston on the map, though.
That one
Very
scene,
Boston.
That one scene too that we were talking about with Robin Williams, like when they first interact, was so great. 'Cause especially when he yokes him up,
Yeah.
it's like you can tell that changes Matt Damon's opinion and the tone. It's kind of like because at first he's like, oh, some foo doctor, whatever. But then when he put him in his place, he was kind of like definitely had more respect.
Yeah,
for
the
him.
scenes like where he goes through all the therapists. That
Yeah,
was pretty cool. Like one guy's like a hypnotist,
Mhm.
and he's like supposedly got him under, and he's like, oh, I'm young,
oh yeah,
and he's like, there's a figure, and he's touching me, and he's like, where's he touching you, Will? He's like, below, in my crotch region, or something like that, right? And then he's like, and he starts singing that song. I forget the song that he starts singing, but he's like, we can go where the sun's down, and then he's like gets up and he starts singing along, and it's like it's not
Yeah.
working.
Mhm.
And then there's the other one. They have the guy, and he's like the old like British guy with glasses, and Will's like, oh, there's just something inside me, you know. And then he's like, oh, what is it? He's like, well, I like to go out, you know, I like to go to clubs. He's like, oh yeah, clubs. He's like, yeah, you know, like kind of like fantasy clubs, like, you know, I'm just out there and the music, and it's just doosh, 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 and he's kind of dancing, right?
Yeah.
And the therapist is watching him, and he just looks at him, and he's like, you're about to jump my. He's like, do you find it hard to hide the fact that you're gay? And he just calls out the therapist on being gay because he like read his book and like fucking figured it out or something like that.
yeah.
And he's like, what? Oh, that's preposterous. And he fucking
Wow.
just roasts him, dude. And then finally, they get Robin Williams.
Yeah, because Stellan Skarsgård went to college with Ron Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the scene, he goes and finds him. He's like a teacher. He's like he almost looks like he's a college, like a community college professor.
Yeah, I think it looks like a community college, like
Yeah.
a shitty community
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
typical, like wasted potential.
Yeah.
Or
Like a
he
Harvard.
went-
Yeah, like they both went because I think Ron Williams because the diploma on it, they both went to MIT. Him
Yeah.
and Stellan Skarsgård.
And it's funny because in one of the late scenes when they're having conflict with the two professors and they're having conflict, he even says to him, he's like, yeah, you were smarter than me back then and you're smarter than me now. It's like Robin Williams' character is supposed to be like more gifted
yeah,
than the more successful. But that's kind of one of the overlaying tones of the movie.
yeah. It's
about-
like one went down one road,
Mhm,
you know.
and chose love.
Yeah, and the other one chose love,
And the other one
like,
chose profession,
Yep.
you know. And like that's kind of the thing that he teaches Will.
Yeah,
That because Will doesn't know what he wants to do, and he looks at his gift almost as a curse,
Yeah.
where he just wishes he was a simple guy and could just work construction for the rest of his life and not.
Oh, you actually put in those terms. The movie's actually kind of very simplistic because it kind of it's just literally two basic stereotype characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, one hardcore professor, one who chose love because Matt Damon is doing the same thing throughout the movie.
yeah,
You know, he has a girl that he loves, and then he has the genius shit.
yeah. And then the contrast between like Ben Affleck's character and Matt Damon's character, where one is that role. Is that Boston construction worker guy who's going to be doing that job for the rest of his life, and Matt Damon's trying to just copycat him.
Mm.
And then there's that great scene later on where Ben Affleck just tells him, you know, he's like, if you're still here in 20 years, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass.
Oh,
You can't-
yeah.
If that's a fucking spit in everybody's face who's here.
Yeah.
You know, you were born with the lottery ticket of being a fucking genius. And if you waste that, everybody here wishes they could have that. They would give anything to live that life. And then, it's fucking really good.
Yeah, Ben Affleck was really good in the movie.
Really good
I do agree
storylines.
with that. You said that earlier. I do agree with that. Like the scene when Matt Damon has to go to a job interview and he sends Ben Affleck there instead.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
the best.
It actually
yeah.
is really good. Like when we saw
That's
that
so
earlier.
good.
Yeah,
It's definitely one of my favorite Ben Affleck performances.
really good.
Besides his cameo in Suicide Squad,
Oh.
he was great in that
Yeah.
as Batman for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When he
Will
catches
Smith,
Deadshot,
yeah.
that's my
Gotcha.
favorite. Gotcha. Is that really what he said?
No.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
But that movie was so shitty. It's not too hard to believe.
Gotcha. How about Robert Pattinson being the new Batman?
Wait, who?
Robert Pattinson from Twilight?
No.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Swear to
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm actually pretty pumped.
I'm
Yeah.
actually not.
Watch
Fuck
the
it.
movie. No. Watch the movie Good Time. Me and Tom watched this movie last year called Good Time with Robert Pattinson and his mentally challenged brother.
Oh.
And they rob a bank. And it goes horribly wrong. And then they're on the run from the cops. This movie was fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome. Was
Awesome.
it A24?
It was A24. You
Yeah.
know, they do like Hereditary.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The Witch. Like all those crazy movies.
But
that
this
are, like,
wasn't one of
So-
their horror movies. This was
No.
one of their, like, I don't even know.
weird.
What
It's like
type
very
of
artsy,
genre.
independent.
Are
Artsy,
they just
independent,
replacing-
strange.
They're just replacing Ben Affleck, essentially?
Well, it's new. It's just different.
Oh, so it's
yeah,
different?
Batman's getting rebooted again.
Yeah, revamp
Matt
storyline.
from the director of Dawn and War of the Planet of the Apes. Matt
Oh, okay.
Reeves.
So this is going to be like a totally different Batman.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
redoing it.
Yeah, he's
completely.
younger.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
I wonder what it will be like with the context of it.
I don't know,
It's
there
just
was
like a younger Bruce Wayne.
It's a
Yeah, I
it's a
mean he's
comedy.
33. Yeah, he's
It's
gonna-
a
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
It's a
dark
rom
comedy.
com.
It's actually a sketch. It's a sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a British humor, a rom com.
Yeah. So basically a lot of lumberjacks dressed in women's
Musical.
clothing.
Supposedly they're going more of the detective Batman, which hasn't been done yet in the movies. So
Oh, yeah.
you know, kind of like the Batman game, where he's a lot more of a detective, like he's supposed to be. You know,
Yeah.
the world's greatest
Yeah, I would like to
detective.
see a more humanized
Yeah.
Batman, like less of a like superhero,
Mm-hmm.
like less like Superman, where he's like invulnerable and like
Yeah.
can fight with anything. I'd like to see more of a humanized, almost like an Iron Man. You know, where it's just a guy like doing his best with what he's got. That'd be cool.
I don't know. Yeah, how the hell did we get on Batman? I don't know.
No,
Back to
anyway.
Good Will Hunting.
Back to Matt Damon.
I mean, obviously, we talked about that first scene with Robin Williams and Matt Damon. What's the second scene? Is what, the park bench?
Yeah, the first one is Will ripping apart Sean, who's Robin Williams' character, about the painting and him being
Yeah.
alone.
And then he
And
gets
then the
yoked up.
second one, then there's that short scene where it's Robin Williams. He's at home. He's got a sink full of dishes, and there's an empty bottle of whiskey on the counter, and he's got a 9/10 empty bottle sitting next to him with a glass in his hand. And then the next scene with them two is at the park on the bench. And interesting fact about that scene is that it seems like there's not many people in the park when you watch that scene, but because due to Robin Williams' fame, there was actually like thousands
Really?
of people there for the shooting of that scene, like, and they all around the camera, like, crowded behind.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
And in that scene is when Robin Williams' character Sean gets his revenge, his therapeutic revenge on Will's character, and kind of rips him apart.
Rips him
and
apart.
he just tells him, like, you know, you looked at one painting of mine, like one little glimpse into my life, and you ripped my fucking life apart. And you pretend like you know me, and you pretend like you know every situation, you know love, you know war. He's like, but you haven't been there. You've never loved somebody and lost somebody. You've never held your friend's hand as he's dying in war. And he was like, do you think I would know the first thing about your life just because I've read Oliver Twist? And it's like kind of, you know, it fucking gets to him and basically tells him, like, he's like, I realize one thing about you. He's like, you're just a kid. You've never been anywhere. You've never even been outside of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
You've never been to the Sistine Chapel. You've never been in love. Like, all this stuff. And it's like, that's a fucking powerful scene, too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, where he gets back at him. And Matt Damon's character just kind of fucking tears up a little bit. And you're just like, wow, it's finally like somebody who's going to fucking crack him. his character, you know.
Yeah, because after that they have a couple sessions right where they're all happy, kind of where it kind of
Yeah, then
goes
they get
well,
along.
right? Because the middle of the movie they're kind of going well, right?
Yeah, because Sean is from Boston, so it's like they have this connection, and then really their sessions end up becoming about love. It's like about him teaching Will that it's okay to be loved by by a counterpart or by a friend or by somebody as a father figure, which Sean ends up becoming for him and stuff like that. And man, their fucking scenes are so good.
Oh, so
that's
good.
that's the magic of that movie. It's those fucking scenes.
Because now Robin Williams is obviously gone. He died. So I mean, when you look back on his movies, I mean, this is definitely top tier for Robin Williams.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why
that
this movie's
park bench that they sit on and have that scene is now like a Roger Williams memorial.
Robin Williams.
Roger
Williams.
Roger Williams.
It's
the founder of Rhode Island is actually in
that bench is actually a Roger Williams zoo now.
Wow, really?
Yeah, with elephants and everything.
Wow.
No,
It's actually in one of the cages, the polar bear cage.
Yeah. No, it's a Robin Williams memorial now.
No, they wheel it out during the dinosaur part. Remember that Roger Williams did at the dinosaur section?
Yeah.
They still do that?
Yeah, I think they do. Well, because when I went to the Jack-o'-lantern again this past year, they had a part that did have some dinosaurs there. So I think they still
I remember they had literally like Jurassic Park almost, like fake dinosaurs that would
animatronic dinosaurs.
Yeah. But they only did it like at certain times of the year.
Yeah, it was Then they only roll it out.
The few times a year that all the animatronic dinosaurs were actually working.
Yeah.
They're working. We got to do it this weekend.
The temperature's just right.
I mean, we talked about most of the plot. I mean, we're getting towards the end here. They do a lot of sessions.
The other good scenes
Teaching
are
about love,
like the scenes
soulmates.
The scenes between the two professors. You know, they go to that bar, and then there's like him and what's her name, Winnie Driver. What's her fucking name?
Oh, Minnie Driver.
Minnie
I didn't know
Driver.
you were talking.
Yeah,
Didn't know where you were going.
The scenes with Matt Damon and Minnie Driver.
Yeah, her fucking chin. I was telling him earlier. Fucking that girl's chin is so square.
She does.
She looks like Stan Smith from American Dad. Like, he has that big chin.
You know who she looks like? Have you ever seen the commercial? I think it's like a Floors Direct, some kind of like flooring company commercial, and it looks like the mom from Modern Family, but she has a fucking crazy And she has a crazy jawline.
I can literally picture her now because you said that.
It's
literally like the girl from the mom from Modern Family's like doppelganger.
Yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Like, same.
Like her. Yeah.
That's
But that lady in the commercial has like a crazy strong jawline.
Yeah,
like
I think it is Floors Direct.
Yeah.
But her
their
jaw
scenes,
is huge.
they fall in love, and it ends up being the thing that Will is able to open up to in his life, which helps him open up to Sean and lets his friendship with his friends get deeper than just being like brothers. It's more like growing into men. And like Ben Affleck scene where he tells him, he's like, the best part of my day is the 10 seconds from the car to when I get to your door to pick you up. And he goes, and every day I hope that you're not there, that I knock and you're gone. No goodbye.
Oh,
nothing.
in that one
You've
time.
just left to go start your life.
And it's great how that exactly happens.
And that exactly happens at the end.
Yep.
He finally makes the decision to, after he tells Skylar, the girl, after he tells her to fuck off and that he doesn't love her, she leaves for California, which in the original script of the movie, they were going to leave together. But that was actually the director. What's the guy's name?
Gus Van Sant.
That was
Gus Van Sant.
Gus Van Sant.
Gus Van Sant.
I think that was one of like his recommendations into the movie was that instead of him and the girl leaving together, that she leaves first and then he leaves to chase her, which I thought was kind of cool, you know. That made for a better storyline. Yeah. And he leaves Robin Williams a note, and he's like, I got to see about a girl, which is like the line from the story that Robin Williams told him about when he met his wife. And he goes, son of a bitch stole my line. And that was ad-libbed. That was totally Robin Williams right there. Just
A lot of improv in this.
Really? No, a lot.
Yeah, it seems like
it seems like that, like a lot of movies like that are like somebody's first or like a big shot in the dark, like Rocky, like written by the guy who starred in it. Like, it's like there's always like ad lib and improv.
And it was kind of an indie flick. I mean, it's not,
like
the budget was only $10 million. This movie wasn't very expensive.
There's probably not a lot of
It's crazy they even got $10 million too for it.
I know, from Miramax, from Harvey Weinstein, who obviously nowadays is.
Oh yeah, I got a creepy fact. I got a creepy fact about him that now because of, what he's been up to.
No,
he's a rapist and a molester.
Yeah.
He loved the casting couch.
Yeah, he took it a little too seriously.
He's that guy.
He invented it.
He's the guy in the fucking videos with the bored out face.
Oh no, are you on birth control?
I came inside you. Is that okay? Now suck my cock.
You want to star in the movie?
Now we're gonna be doing anal.
Yeah.
They're always like, okay. Panal.
I guess that'll happen. Panal.
that website created Panal. Like, where it's just like the girls clearly hate it. Like the part of porn is like they're supposed to be faking.
Yeah, I know.
And that website's like, nope, this is real life.
Harvey Weinstein is the guy who created Panal. Everybody knows that.
Dude, full circled.
This
episode, dude, we're breaking ground.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it though?
Yeah. All right. Well, this movie, I had a budget of $10 million and it made $225 million worldwide.
Wow.
Damn, that's a return on your money.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Money bags.
In 2014, it was ranked number 53 in Hollywood Reporter's 100 favorite films.
Yeah, I put it up there, dude.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, that's a great movie.
Right on the shelf there with like Shawshank.
Yeah, this is a movie that like you could see like your VHS tape collection. Like,
yeah.
Good Will Hunting. Yep. Shrek.
Yeah, Shawshank.
Shawshank.
Rush Hour 2.
Rush Hour 2. Yeah, Joe Dirt.
The Mask.
The Mask.
Jurassic Park 2.
Mm-hmm. I love that movie.
That's how VHSs worked. It was just random.
Yeah. All right. Well, the movie was nominated for 9 Oscars. And,
wow. Damn.
It won.
Can you list them off? Seriously.
Well, the top ones were Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and one Best Screenplay. Rob Williams won Best Supporting.
The more important ones, what did they actually win?
Best Supporting and Best Screenplay.
And that's Robin Williams' only Oscar?
He's been nominated a couple times, but he's only win.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
What else was he nominated for?
I think one was The Fisher King. And
I've never seen that.
Yeah. I think
that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it.
I think it's on Netflix. It's on somewhere. I just saw it somewhere. Maybe it was HBO Go or Now. Whatever the fuck fucking app I use.
HBO Then.
HBO Then. He's been nominated for The Fisher King, Dead Poet Society, and Good Morning Vietnam.
Never saw that.
And his only win was for Good Will Hunting.
Dead Poet Society's good.
It's good.
But not. I mean, compared to like good.
I don't know. There's something about that movie that bothers me. The kid kills himself in the end. It always bothered me.
Oh yeah.
It's
The
really?
actor one who wanted to be the actor and his dad.
You're gonna kill yourself over that? Like, you haven't even lived a life.
You lived a life.
And like, it's not like you're depressed. Like, you're a loser. He had tons of friends, and he's just upset over like literature,
hey,
like
Mr. Scott.
Like what?
Mr. Scott.
Sounds weird.
Loved
oh
that
my
movie.
god, this is my favorite movie.
Captain, oh Captain.
Sarah Party, sit down.
Sarah Party. Sarah. Evan Cludier.
Sarah. He was also nominated for Golden Globes for Patch Adams, Mrs. Doubtfire.
All the comedies.
Yeah, he was a special award winner for Aladdin.
Wasn't Patch Adams like trash though? As far as
That's
ranked.
Yeah, I think that's like a middle of the road. I mean, I can see his performance being okay because he is Patch Adams.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to see Good Morning Vietnam. I never did.
Good Morning Vietnam.
So he only has one.
He won for Mork and Mindy one year.
He won an Oscar?
No, Golden Globes. Yeah,
so he only has one Oscar.
Only one.
Does Matt Damon have any Oscars?
I'll pull it up. He's been nominated. I know that. Hold on, I'll pull it up in 2 seconds.
He's been nominated for Good Will Hunting.
Yep, Good Will Hunting for Best Actor.
Was he nominated for The Departed?
He was nominated for The Martian, Invictus.
Really?
Invictus, remember that soccer movie?
Oh
yeah. Good Will Hunting.
Wait, wasn't
that's it?
This?
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was soccer. I thought it was rugby.
It's soccer and the. It's also about the president of South Africa. What the fuck is his name?
Oh wow.
Oh, Nelson Mandela.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been nominated for a few more Golden Globes, but Golden Globes are kind of.
Oh, Not Saving Private Ryan.
He's barely in that
cast.
movie. Out of all the actors in that movie, you'd say him?
Yeah, why not?
No, he's barely in the fucking movie.
The
If
Departed.
anything, Vin Diesel should have got one.
The
No, I'm
Departed.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. What?
The Departed.
No.
Not even a Golden Globe.
Give me a second, okay?
Not even a Golden Globe for crying out loud.
Jeez, give
No.
him a globe.
Not
Dude.
even. Not even Golden Globe.
Wow.
Throw me a globe.
Talented
would ya?
Mr. Ripley. He was nominated for that.
That's actually a good movie. I haven't
And
seen it in forever.
The
but-
Informant.
Informant.
Those are his Golden Globes. Those are the other ones.
Wow,
Christ.
Informant.
The
He was
Departed.
good in Interstellar. Even though if he plays a small role, he's still good.
Yeah, he's still
You know,
good.
jeez.
He's Dr. Man.
Guy's still
I
good.
know The Martian picked up right where that.
Yeah, Dr. Man, dude. That's your last name, Mike.
It
Dr.
is.
Man.
Wow. The only actor nominated for The Departed at the Oscars was
Leo.
Nope.
What's his? Oh,
Jack Nicholson.
Nope. Mark Wahlberg.
I was about to say.
Oh.
Only actor from that fucking movie
That's crazy.
was Best Supporting Actor nominee. Mark Wahlberg.
Wow.
Jesus.
That is fucking insane.
Weird.
Like Jack Nicholson's bombing that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good.
Like holy fuck.
Leo was really good
Yeah,
in
he's
that movie.
That's arguably you can make a case like obviously I think we already talked about this in the previous. We're begging you, listen to the pod.
Yeah.
But
We're begging you,
we're
please.
begging you. But
I'll do anything.
Wolf, I mean, you could even argue to The Departed for Leo. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think just quickly when you think about it too, like the range of emotion with Mark Wahlberg, he's just that arrogant, pompous cop that whole time.
Yeah.
With Leo, it's like you see that struggle, obviously with the pills and shit, and he's also violent. And I don't know. I just feel like he shows a lot more.
And also,
Yeah,
Mark
with the
Wahlberg's
character.
barely in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I
Yeah,
didn't.
Matt Damon's great in that movie.
Yeah, even Matt Damon as well too.
He's
Yeah.
fucking so good in that movie.
It's a great fucking movie. Alec Baldwin was fucking great in that movie.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what, in my opinion, when people always ask like, "Oh, what's the best gangster movies?" That is one of the best
Yeah.
mobster movies of all time.
Mm.
I'm not gonna fault it just because it's from a new era.
Yeah,
and,
no,
it's,
didn't-
and
didn't-
it's fake.
Didn't happen back then.
It's also fiction.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's why some people pick Goodfellas because it's real, and
Mm.
Yeah, but how real, you know?
I mean the characters
Based
are real.
on,
Yeah, I mean it's based on a book
You know, it's
written
based
by
on-
the guy.
right? I'm sure some shit like The Departed happened.
Yeah, The Departed's based on a Japanese movie, or
Is it?
yeah,
Huh?
I could probably pull it up if you really want.
Isn't it
No.
loosely based
It's
off
loosely
of
based
Whitey Bulger a little bit too?
Yeah, it's loosely based off Whitey Bulger
Well, just
and
Jack
a Japanese
Nicholson's
movie.
character.
Yeah,
It's just based off the relationship between the FBI and
Yeah.
and the fucking.
I think what's
and the
taken
mob.
from the
And
Japanese
the end
thing
of the
is
mob.
is the undercover and then also like
Oh, the
it's
double
the dual undercover
the-
storyline is
Oh,
from I think the
Undercover
Japanese.
Entendre.
Yeah. Yes, that.
You like that?
I like that. You know, it's all about anthropomorphic figures.
Figures.
Anthropomorphic figures.
Yeah,
You know, made of plastic.
All right. Well, let's hand it over to the facts, man. We've already discussed some facts. You got anything for us?
Yeah, well, I got some facts for you. All right. Let me just pull it up here
All
for
right,
a second.
Do you
okay.
have
Well,
anything
unlike last week, we'll give you time.
All right, ready?
All right.
This week on 60 Minutes. The first one, Tom, the first one Tom actually had mentioned, which is the Robin Williams' last line in the film was ad-libbed, which
Yeah.
is the
Son of a bitch
son
stole
of the
my
bitch,
line.
you stole my line.
And then I stole your line
oh yeah,
by doing that.
son of a bitch, you stole my line.
Huh.
I
And then you
guess
stole mine.
they
Full
took this.
circle.
They took multiple takes and of Robin Williams saying things, and eventually that was the best one they decided upon.
Wow.
Also, the farting wife scene when he tells the
Oh, yeah.
the story about his farting wife, that was 100% made up, and
Yeah.
Matt Damon's reaction was 100%
Yeah, Matt Damon's
genuine.
laughing is genuine laughing.
Wow.
Him
Yeah.
actually
That's
laughing.
a,
at that
yeah, that's a
thing.
really good scene.
The
Yeah.
originally written thing was that she would turn her alarm clock off in her sleep,
Yeah,
Wow.
and Robin Williams ad-libbed farting.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I
really,
always that scene always he says peccadillos.
Picadillos?
Peccadillos. He says that's the good stuff about relationships. Everyone's little little
Quirks.
like quirks.
Yeah.
Every little peccadillos. He says, and I never forget that word.
It's such a
Peccadillos.
weird, yeah.
He has a lot of good words and phrases in that, and he always calls him a different nickname. He always calls him like Chief or
Or Bo
Sport.
Peep.
Yeah, he calls him Bo Peep when he
Yeah.
said he wanted to be a shepherd.
Oh yeah.
All right.
She was in a movie called The Shepherd.
Next.
Oh, so the role of Skylar was based on Matt Damon's ex-girlfriend, Skylar Satinstein, who he met at Harvard. Bet you didn't know that.
Wait, Matt Damon's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Real girlfriend's
Real
named
in
Skylar.
real life, yeah.
Wow.
It was actually based. And then
I
before
don't think they're-
filming...
I don't think they're together anymore.
No, they're not. This is- yeah. Second part to it, before filming began, she actually left him for the drummer of Metallica.
Lars?
Yeah.
Holy
Lars.
shit. Lars.
And then didn't him and Winnie Driver date?
Oh, yeah. And then so they actually
Mini
dated
Driver,
during
whatever.
production.
That makes sense because their chemistry in that movie is like on
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's, I guess
Wow.
it actually had a rocky ending. So Minnie Driver told in an interview that they split up very publicly that April, which was grim, and it turned from this beautiful thing into something so dark. I'm always really sad that we didn't stay friends because it was absolutely incandescent making that film.
Wow.
So,
God.
I
I
mean,
mean, like the
obviously,
magic of the film made
Yeah.
them fall in
Yeah,
love.
because you could tell like those makeout scenes were real.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were
yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
They were
They were
actually
hot.
making
They were
out.
They were
spit
really-
exchanging.
Yeah.
really
They pulled away from that kiss.
hot.
They were spit.
Those
strings.
were real.
It was disgusting.
So
Nasty spit strings.
if you could guess the character of Sean, what is he? Who is he based off of people? Who would you
Einstein.
guess?
Einstein.
Einstein?
Yeah.
Like a scientist, like a real like mathematician person,
Anybody.
or is it
No,
Anybody.
just people.
just people?
It's like
Oh.
Jeopardy. The topic is just person.
Person.
No
Person.
more specific than that.
Who is he based on?
Anthropomorphic figure.
Yeah.
Which anthropomorphic figure
yeah.
is the psychologist based off of?
Who is a Lego man?
Well, I'm gonna
Emmett from the
have
Lego
to say
movie.
no, but the character of Sean is based on a combination of Matt Damon's mom and Ben Affleck's dad.
How the fuck would I ever guess that?
I know. I was trying to get you involved.
That was good.
You know.
That was good.
How the fuck?
All right, and next.
So this is the Harvey Weinstein little piece that.
Oh,
after the fact.
here we go.
So Minnie Driver almost did not get the part of Skylar.
Oh, I wonder what she did
Oh,
for it.
So who do you think didn't think that she was sexy and cute enough for the role? Who do you think didn't think that?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But it was actually he ended up changing his mind because Matt
Oh,
Damon
he
and Ben
changed his
Affleck
mind, all right.
wanted her so much. So
She
according to
fucking
this, they
deep-throated the
they
whole
begged.
thing, dude.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's so
I wonder if you
creepy reading
Googled. I
that.
wonder if she has any stories.
Yeah, I fucked him.
Yeah, gotta do. We gotta
I
do.
fucked him for the role. What do you think?
well, and then I'll end it on this. The picture of the boat in Sean's office was actually painted by the director, Gus Croissant.
Gus Van
I like that painting.
Do you remember when Gus Van Sant was in Entourage?
Which
When?
one?
He was in an episode about Vinny wanted to do a Gus Van Sant movie. It was like with Ari and stuff. I don't know. It was
Which movie?
Entourage, the show.
No, yeah. Well, which movie did he want to do?
I don't know. I can't remember the title. It was just an episode where he was like, "Oh, a Gus Van Sant movie." Blah blah. Blah.
Oh, they just mention him.
No, but he's in the episode. Gus
Oh,
Van
he's
Sant.
there?
Yeah.
Wow.
But somehow, obviously, just like every other Entourage episode, like something fucked up happens and he ends
Yeah.
up not getting the movie and blah blah blah.
Yeah, they go trip on peyote in the desert.
Yeah.
in Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Joshua Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Review man.
Oh, it's a review time.
Hit us.
Is it
Reviews.
the time for the reviews?
Hit us, baby.
It's time for
Is it
the
the
reviews.
time for the
Time for the
reviews?
reviews.
Time
Check
for-
on in with Tom with the reviews. Yeehaw!
All right, give us 2 positive and 2 negative.
2 positive,
Hit
2
us.
negative. All right, I'll do 2 negative first. 1 out of 10.
Ooh.
Genius doesn't know how to mop a floor. Awful, nauseating, egotistical, pretentious, amateurish, with godlike intelligence and wisdom. Will Hunting's character is
Will's hunting. his hunting experience is shit.
Will's hunting experience is tragic. Will's character is established as he mops a school floor. Without ringing the mop or placing a warning sign for slippery surface, Will carelessly slops water towards several students. If he was so intelligent, it seems to me that he would be able to mop a floor correctly. This is truly a horrible movie on many levels. How does he know everything? We don't see him reading in a massive using his encyclopedic knowledge, it appears that Matt Damon spends more time grooming his cute hairdo than pursuing mathematic tomes at the library. Ben Affleck was terrible. He is truly a bad actor. Robin Williams was the only bright spot on this black hole of a movie. The award, the award Good Will Hunting should have received was the Golden Turkey Award. 59 out of 130.
What the fuck is the Golden Turkey?
Review. I have no idea. Maybe it's the worst movie of the year.
No, that's the Razzies.
Maybe it's a version of that,
man.
like
I
how.
don't know. Who knows?
Maybe it's what the Globes is to
That
the
was
Oscars.
funny.
There's the Razzies and then the turkeys. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, you idiot.
Yeah, okay.
Are you going to the turkeys this year?
No, I'm going to the Razzies. All right, next.
Next.
Hit me.
That's my new thing.
All right, let's see. Let's look for a good one.
That was so funny, though.
That was a good review.
That was.
It really was because he really evaluated his mopping
skills.
which I didn't even think of at all.
He went into depth, pushing the dirty water near the students' feet.
I took it more like he was just being a jerk.
Oh, of course, he's a big jerk face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
He's a
Of
jerk
course.
face.
He had cigarettes put out on him as a kid. Let's see. 10 out of 10 must-see flick. The name of this film always put me off from watching it. Ever so glad I was convinced into it. Only the fact that there is so much bad language for the Titanic being released in the same year, this would have swept the boards in the Oscars. That's not even true, though. Because the person who won Best Actor was
but
Jack Nicholson.
Titanic got nominated for a lot of Oscars, but not many acting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Robin Williams as a comedian, but I was in tears after watching his timeless performance. I love most of the classic movies, but this is definitely the best film I've ever seen. Matt Damon played a great part, showing the full spectrum of emotions in his role. I've even gone out of my way and bought the soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
Pure brilliance. 102 out of 153 people found this helpful.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh.
Man, the one thing I gotta say is that when people give a good review, they just go on and on and on. Look at these fucking paragraphs. All right, well, that's the reviews.
Okay.
All right.
I said 2, but you gave me 1.
I gave you one.
Okay, not your best, but all right.
Hey, I don't write them. I just read them.
All right, well, that's his best. Tune in for what we think of his other movies.
Next week.
Tune in.
All right.
Next
They are.
week.
Tune
All
in.
right. Thank you, Gosh.
And it's
All right.
the same exact day.
Let's talk about his worst, Suburbicon.
Next.
Oof.
It is a 2017 American black comedy film written and directed by George
An
Clooney.
American black comedy film?
Yep.
That's what it says?
Yeah, like black comedy. Like dark comedy.
Oh.
Yeah.
They should use a different word. Perhaps
they should use
dark
the word
comedy.
dark.
Yeah. It is written and directed by George.
This ain't no Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
All right. It's also co-written by the Coen brothers, who obviously directed, No Country for Old Men and all, those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of
Great
movies-
directors.
Yeah, movies that are much better.
Yes, and obviously George Clooney was friends with them. He was in a couple of their movies, I think. Right? He was in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was in a couple of them, I think. But anyway, so obviously they're friends. I'm assuming they helped him write the movie. The movie stars Matt Damon, Julianne Moore, Noah Jupe, as he's the kid actor, Oscar Isaac, and it follows a mild-mannered father who must face his demons after a home invasion shakes his quaint neighborhood in 1959. It is loosely based on a 1957 incident in Levittown, Pennsylvania, in which a black family moved into a previously all-white neighborhood, leading to racism and violence against the family. See, now that summary was terrible. That does not summarize this movie at all.
Was that it?
That's it. That's the summary.
Well, I'm glad you said.
Well, that kind of explains the black family part, though.
Yeah, you took off
It
one of my
definitely did.
facts, which I'm happy about. One
Oh,
less.
really?
Yeah, which was just the black neighbors were based off of that, which I still don't. Which we will discuss.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely weird. It's definitely the weirdest part of the movie. The movie is literally like 2 different movies in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at some points it seems like it was going to split off into multiple directions,
Yeah.
But
and then
didn't.
it was just so.
It reminded me of you guys ever seen Fargo?
No.
The movie
Yeah.
Fargo. You never seen it?
No.
That's a Coen Brothers movie about a guy in like Fargo, North Dakota or something.
Actually, I remember I saw the TV one they had.
Yeah. There's also
before the
that's still
original.
going. Yeah, every
Yeah.
season's different actors. But in that movie, William H. Macy hires like hitmen to kill his wife or whatever.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi and
And the guy who's in all, he's like the Russian in a lot of movies, like Godzilla. Oh, is it Godzilla or is it the guy from John Wick?
I'm trying to remember.
Anyway, yeah, he hires hitmen to kill his wife, and then shit happens.
It's the guy from no, not Bad Boys. Is it from Bad Boys?
I think it's John Wick. It's the guy from the first John Wick who's like, he's like, who beat up my son? They're like, John Wick, and he's like, oh, the Baba Yaga.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't know if it was him or if it's the other fucking weird actor that plays a Russian guy a lot. I'm trying to think of man, what has he been in? Anyway,
well, thank you for tuning into the Fargo cast.
Yeah.
Anyway, the plot, it just reminded me of Fargo, just like with the wife dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie is a guy. Does he owe money?
It seemed like
he owed.
See, that's the thing. The plot was so like not written good because
No, the writing was where this movie fell.
yeah, because they had the actors, they had the setting, everything looked great. Good production values,
and even the plot, the storyline, the idea of a guy, he owed money already, or he owed money to pay for the hit on his wife.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. I thought he took a hit out on his wife, and then he owed them money
for the hit.
Yes, that's what I was gathering, but I couldn't tell.
I think he owed money, and
or he
I think
already
he
owed money.
Yeah, he already owed money, and was like, "How the fuck are we gonna get money?" And then he had a life insurance policy on his wife already,
and decided to kill his wife to pay off that.
Yeah,
okay.
And then because the guy said he's like 3 months before you increased it by a shitload, so then he was like,
but how would he pay for a hit if he didn't have
tab, baby?
Like how
add
would
it to the tab?
Add it to the tab. Like you owe me $30,000, but it's going to cost you 20.
Yeah.
So now you owe me 50.
But then again, too, he must have had some money because remember when then he goes to the lineup and he was like, "Hey, are you sure there was no money in the house? Because the guys that we just picked up had a bunch of cash on them."
Huh.
So I think he must have paid them at the time. Because then the insurance guy, not the insurance guy, then the cop who comes back and finds the code says that 7,000 apples or whatever. You're supposed to meet them. But that's what I was thinking.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. And then I wonder why it was so mysterious. Like why it was like it took forever to figure out what was going on. You know, because they just kind of didn't.
It was trying to be like an A24 movie where it's kind of like. It's just like a chunk of a storyline.
Yeah.
And you kind of are catching up.
You have to catch up.
Yeah.
But it took 45 minutes for
but
us
it was
to
bad at it.
Yeah.
It was terrible at it.
A good A24 movie is mysterious.
Yeah.
And then it all starts to make sense as it climaxes, as it ends. And then you're left thinking about the movie still wow, what exploring the ideas and concepts of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a fun psychological puzzle to watch.
With also some dark comedy and racial stuff
like Memento.
going on.
It's a fun puzzle to watch.
Yeah.
But there's also
this movie was just a fucking convoluted mess.
Yeah.
And there's with those movies too, like Memento and stuff, there's a payoff. With this movie, it was it did it, and then it was I didn't get anything out of it. I'm just annoyed because it made it harder to understand.
Yeah, so Matt Damon's in love with his. It's weird because Julianne Moore plays the wife, but then she also plays the twin sister of the wife.
Right. Yeah,
who is in love. Him and the husband, Matt Damon, have a secret relationship, and they're going to take the money, pay off the mob, and then move away.
That's why I was confused, because okay, maybe so then he actually is having an affair with the twin sister, so now he's trying to think of a way to get rid of his wife and start a new life. And he's like, "Oh, I could have her killed," but now he owes money for having her killed.
Yeah,
that was the motivation of the killing wasn't for the money to pay off his debts, but the motivation of the killing was to get away from her because obviously the affair was going on beforehand. So he would already want his wife dead just for that fact.
I was thinking, did he try to kill his wife earlier in the car crash and it didn't work?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That actually is a really good point because remember it was really awkward when the guy when the first burglar guys, the mob guys get there. And he's like, "Oh, anyone die in the accident?" And then she kind of just looked at him just you could tell that she almost had I don't know, just bad feelings towards him, and she was like, "No, no," or whatever. And then she go, "What about your husband?" or something. And he was like, "Oh yeah, he was fine."
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a lot of hostility between them.
We have to come up with our own theories about them,
but not in a fun way.
No.
Maybe she had a good life maybe she had a good like life insurance or whatever policy, and he was trying to kill her the first time around to get that.
That's
and didn't. I don't know. That's
work.
weird.
And then had to do a hit.
I don't know. It's just the fact that we still have. I don't know. You have to come up with it.
At the same time in the movie, obviously, it said in the summary that a black family does move into this like 1950s town.
Yeah,
and the whole town. It's over the course of the movie. They're like rioting outside the house of the black, and it keeps escalating as the movie's escalating with the murders with the Matt Damon character.
Yeah,
the rioting is also escalating.
Yeah, to get the black family out.
Yeah, so it's like two comparisons of like madness in this white town and how no one's paying attention to these crimes because they're so fucking affected by black people moving in.
Yeah,
and
see, the movie could have been good.
It had everything.
It could have been good. That storyline, the black family moving in, and then you have a guy hiding crimes underneath that, and he's trying to get rid of his wife to get away, but this movie just botches it. Like it doesn't explain things.
If it was directed by the Coen brothers,
paths, it just leaves open-ended suggestions. And like the twin thing was weird. Like the same actor.
was weird.
Like what was the point of that?
What's the fucking point? It's just to be weird.
Yeah.
Like just to be edgy. Like no, it doesn't work. No,
if this
thanks.
is directed by the Coen brothers, it'd be a much better movie because it's very Coen brothers-esque with like the witty characters, kind of like the weird humor. Even though the humor did not land, none of it.
No.
Matt Damon was bad.
He was bad.
Yeah.
Well,
bad in this.
It was like a good. The thing with Matt Damon too was like it was hard. Because at one point, it was like, is he doing the weird dark comedy thing, or is he being like serious? And his character was just kind of fucking
all
weird.
over the place. He was like really mean to his son at certain points.
Yeah.
All of a
and
sudden
then he
he's
seemed
like a terrible
like
father.
concern. I don't know. It was just weird.
Oh man, what a piece of
what
shit!
trash
What a piece of dog shit.
What a piece of shit movie.
Really though.
Fucking hell.
Well, in the end of the movie, everybody dies except for the son, and then the son's playing catch with the black kid. Like they're happy. Like race is kind of. Dwindling down. It seems like the madness is a little bit
the town
over.
Lost.
Yeah, the town lost against the black family. The black family isn't moving. Everybody dies. Matt Damon fucking
eats a poison sandwich.
Yeah, eats a poison sandwich at the end.
Yeah,
PB&J with poison. All right. Well, the movie it cost $25 million to make. It only made 11.9.
Wow.
Well, I'm surprised it even made that much.
Oh, fucking!
I thought you were going to say it made $11.
This movie's a fucking flop.
That's bad.
A fucking flop.
Good.
That's crazy when you think like, and like that, like becoming that short. Being like, oh, it cost 25, it made 11. Like $14 million.
Yeah, 25.
That's what they call a bomb.
Yeah,
a box office bomb.
Yeah, but not even to the worst extent. 25 is not that much
to make.
Yeah.
No, that's
like low.
Nowadays, that's like a lower.
Like if
an Adam Sandler comedy costs like $60 million.
Yeah, if it costs
to make,
if a movie costs $100
Grown-Ups costs like 60 to 80 or something.
Right,
that's crazy.
If it costs $100 million to make and you only made 25, that's a bigger flop.
Yeah,
than 25.
It's disgusting.
To 11.
It's still terrible with the amount of actors in it.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the only reason why this movie made $11 million.
Yeah,
it's because of the actors in it. Like you could go see this movie just because you see the cast.
Mm-hmm. And
actually, the preview didn't look that bad. Like earlier today, we watched
the
preview
trailer.
Before,
it didn't look bad,
and we were like, "Wow, this movie looks like it could be cool." No.
In 2005, George Clooney was supposed to star and direct it. Didn't happen. It was made.
Didn't happen.
Clearly,
didn't happen.
Clearly, did not fucking happen. 10 years. It would have to wait 10 more years.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's a piece of shit. I mean,
the movie sucks.
Do you have anything for us, Faxman?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of juicy ones.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Are you Jewish?
No.
Are you a fucking Jew?
But
you're Episcopalian, though.
That was my first one.
Are you a fucking dirty Jew?
In this movie, the entire all the food that was catered was by a Jewish company that Matt Damon actually owns.
Really?
Wow.
It's all kosher.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a fact.
No, not at all. I just made that up.
Really?
Yeah, I just made that up.
You got us, dude.
You motherfucker, you.
Maybe the new segment will be 3 facts. 2 are real, 1 is fake. Figure it out.
That's a fun game. I think going forward next
That's
week.
a fun game.
That's a fun game.
That's fun.
Mike just stood up right now. If
Yeah,
anyone was
yeah.
watching,
Yeah, and he tucked his penis in.
Yeah, he tucked it-
between his
oh.
legs.
And he's pooping.
And he's pooping.
Oh.
No, that's fun. We should do that next week. All right, Andy, go on.
Okay, so
Do you have anything for us?
Josh Brolin was actually cast in the movie as a baseball coach, but his scenes ended up being removed after a test screening.
What?
So
When?
apparently George Clooney
Jesus.
admitted that his scenes deflated the tension from the movie, and he
Ooh.
felt badly to remove Brolin from the final cut,
Definitely could have used some
as he
Brolin.
considered the scenes one of the funniest in the entire picture. So he
Really?
thought that it was too funny, and he wanted it to be a tense movie.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, good for Josh Brolin to avoid this fucking
Yeah,
pile
I
of
know.
shit.
I mean, he was on set, and he definitely got paid to be in it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least his fucking face wasn't tarnished by being in a movie that's made of fucking crap.
Yeah, at least
Fucking
he
crap
got
castle.
his No Country for Old Men, which was good.
A fucking crap castle.
This had the lowest opening weekend gross of any Paramount film released in over 2,000 theaters.
wow, Paramount's a pretty big company.
Yeah,
God damn.
They had a lot of movies.
that's a lot of failure right there. This was the first time George Clooney of the films that he has directed where he wasn't also an actor in it. Or
Yeah,
had
because
an
the other
acting
movies
role.
he's directed, like Leatherheads. Remember
Yeah.
the movie with Jim from The Office?
I wonder what it's like to be directing and like starring in your own movie.
It's got to be hard.
Probably
Yeah.
a lot of work.
It's definitely a lot of work. But I mean, often it kind of does work out sometimes. You know, like A Quiet Place with Jim from The Office.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more for when someone's like starting out at something.
Mm-hmm. Like Ben Affleck was on a roll with him starring and directing.
Yeah.
But then it all went downhill.
It's like something you do in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not like something you do later. Like for George Clooney to do that now seems like
Well,
it's
Clint Eastwood was still doing it. I mean, he directed what? Remember the movie Tombstone? Was it Tombstone or is it? Oh, no, Unforgiven. You ever that Western?
How was
No.
It was not. Oh, it was good. It was nominated for like tons of Oscars, but
What
he
year
was
did that come
old.
out?
Clint Eastwood in it. He was still starring and directing. What about fucking Gran Torino? He directed that.
Did
Yeah.
he?
Clint Eastwood's like the exception actually,
Wow.
because
Yeah.
like these directors don't really star in anything.
Mm.
I like that movie.
What, Gran Torino?
Yeah. That fucking car is sweet, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Well,
Next
actually, I did want to touch on. So, in this movie, this is based in like the 50s. You get the 50s vibe,
Yeah.
which I do want to say they did a great job with at least that. Like the
They did.
cinematography
They did
and
one
stuff.
thing good with that
That's all
$25
they
million.
did. Yeah.
They definitely did good
But
set design.
we had talked about the TV. We were confused at first because we had never seen it. But when to control the TV, it looked like a normal 1950s TV, but they had like a flashlight. And they
Yeah,
were
that's
like
crazy.
they were like pointing it at like certain parts of the TV to change the channel or like turn it on and off. And so we thought like maybe it was like an alternate universe.
Yeah, I was like, this is alternate universe.
It's like alternate technology.
So we looked into it, but even on this, what that was the Zenith, the company, the electronic company, was called the Flashmatic. It was the first wireless TV remote, and it looked like an actual like ray gun. And so you would just, it was a flashlight, and so it didn't work like a normal remotes nowadays, like infrared and stuff. And you would just point it at the four corners of the TV, which had each different function.
Zenith was like,
Whoa.
"Oh, we gotta get in this movie.
Yeah. Oh,
pay,
yeah.
pay whatever it takes."
They
They paid $20
Do they even
million.
exist anymore?
They paid $20 million
Zenith?
to get in that movie.
Jeez.
They're fucking nuts. And I'm just going to end it with Woody Harrelson dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, but it doesn't say what he was going to be and what role he would play.
decided to
Woody
stay
Harrelson
home.
would have made this movie a lot better, to be
He
honest.
decided to stay home, stay away from a steaming pile of
Yeah.
crap.
Oh god. He definitely would have added something to this movie, I thought.
Think
To
so?
be honest. Yeah.
I think it just needs better writing.
Yeah, actually his performance wouldn't have changed
Yeah,
shit.
the writing and then definitely the directing, like the
Yeah.
execution. Is
Yeah, George
just,
Clooney needs to stop.
Yeah.
He's not a good director.
Enough's enough.
Yeah, no. And luckily, he probably won't be directing much anymore since he's like a billionaire now because he sold that tequila company last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He made like fucking almost $1 billion, but I think he had to split it with his partner. So he, after taxes and all
Oh,
that stuff,
gee.
probably made a cool couple $100 million.
Jesus,
Wow.
I wonder what tequila company.
Dude.
It's a famous one. I can't remember the
Must not be
fucking
bad
name.
to be George Clooney.
Yeah,
That must not be bad.
yeah. This movie, have you guys ever heard of Cinema Score?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you're walking out of a theater, they poll like they ask people who just saw the movie to give it a grade anywhere between an F to an A plus,
Mm-hmm.
and usually movies with that are good movies they get around like an A minus to an A plus or maybe a B plus. This movie got a D minus.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So those are people coming right out of the theater,
Yeah.
So that's terrible.
That's bad.
This movie reminds me, well, not as bad, of Downsized, the movie that Matt Damon was in. Downsizing,
Yeah.
where a little bit, like the certain aspects would be like, it starts and it's like, okay, you're kind of understanding and you think it's going to go one way, and then it kind of just like doesn't, it just kind of like falls apart or like doesn't really get anywhere. But Downsizing was just way off the deep end, where it's pretty basic. It's basically you have the choice to shrink yourself, and by doing that, everything is like the cost of things is like a fraction. So like you go to these communities, and it's like, all right, I want to shrink myself, and you go into like a gated community, so you can have this fucking crazy like mansion house that in real money would only cost you like $1,000 to build. And like so things like that were like that was so okay.
Wait, how small are they shrinking themselves down to?
Oh, like 5 inches.
Really?
Yeah, in the movie, yeah.
Wow.
And it's like
interesting movie, huh?
Yeah.
and it's like
damn.
That's what I mean. So it's like, oh, that's a cool concept.
What's stopping a big regular guy like me just walking in there and kicking your fucking shit around, dude?
You probably could.
I'm just gonna walk in and start stomping houses.
You probably could, because it's just like a weird like community.
3, 5, 4, 4.
Wow.
Just eating them. But like that,
Yeah, biting their heads off.
like with that movie, it makes all sense, and then out of nowhere, it takes this crazy turn where he like runs off with this weird like Asian maid who has like a fake leg, and he like it just makes no sense. It just fucking I don't know. But it just
We could have watched that movie. We were so close to having that. Suburbicon has a 5.6.
Really?
Downsizing has a 5.7.
Wow.
So close.
We would have enjoyed that more, because
Yeah,
I would have loved. I mean, I could have easily rewatched it, but when it just all of a sudden takes this turn, like it would have been funny because you guys would have.
That would have been
the
more fun to
actual
watch.
fuck?
I think this movie Suburbicon was a drag.
Yeah, it was definitely a drag.
Definitely a drag.
Wow, shrinking down to 5 inches, living in a fucking little community.
And the worst part too is like,
Life's simpler.
well, I don't know if I don't care
Well,
if you want me to
you're
spoil any of
smaller.
it.
It's spoil away.
Okay, well, it's not that big of a spoil, but Kristen Wiig, who's in it as his like, I think it might be his wife. I think it is his wife, or at least his fiance. They're supposed to do it together. And then, like, he does, like, because it's like a whole, like, procedure. So then, like, he wakes up when he is miniaturized and finds out that she backed out at the last second.
Does he see her?
No. And then, like, so like, she backs out and, like, leaves his ring. So, like,
leaves him dry.
No,
yeah,
no
and
way.
then fucking,
No
and then,
way,
like,
she's gone, dude.
and, like, a couple
She's
days
so
later,
out.
like, she, like, sent the ring back to him. So this truck drives up, but it's,
With
like,
a giant
with a giant ring, dude.
No,
And, like,
dude.
They give it to him. The ring's like the size of like a hula hoop, and so they're like, "All right, here's your ring," and like, it's like she sent it back to him or whatever.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, I really wish we
Yeah.
watched that movie.
like that stuff was cool to see that, and it
Size
was
of a
it was
hula
a really cool concept
So
of
you'd
like,
be like,
by like let's like people would do it because financially it was a great thing. So
yeah, but how
then
much
was
does it cost to get shrunk?
Not much money, so it was like so. I think it was like, I think I'm trying to.
No
think,
way.
Not much.
Well, no, 'cause no.
Then shrink everybody.
Well, because a lot of people don't want to be miniaturized because they're like, well, I don't want to be small because then I could easily get fucking
That's
killed.
insane, dude. You could just rent out. You could just turn the basement into like a giant utopian society, and then just like charge people money to be and like have like 10,000 people living in your basement.
So, yeah, that's what's crazy about it.
And just interfere like God, dude. Just come down.
But like, it made sense.
I brought you an apple.
I brought you
It's
an
like
apple.
all the people are like stripping pieces off. Take the food.
You could ride an ant.
Yeah. You just like stand there and chuck bread. Here you go.
Yeah, one piece of bread would last you a whole year.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. It'd be so
No, it was-
easy to feed a whole society.
It does make
and then
sense.
like they had this. Then they had this
Does
whole
it?
separate like.
It does make sense, actually. Would you go shrunk or no shrunk?
I'd probably go shrunk, save some money.
You'd go shrunk?
Why not?
Well, that's what it was like. So like, let's say like if you had like everything like liquidated, you have like $10,000. Well, like that $10,000 in like normal money is like times like a crazy, like a pretty good.
It's like having $1
percentage.
million.
Yeah, but could you have everything like your TV or Xbox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play. We can still play video games.
Yeah,
together.
it's not like
Yeah, because I think the thing that works too is they can shrink you, so they can obviously also shrink items down, or also like when you're that small, like let's like you're a baker. I mean, you could get certain ingredients and like make things.
Yeah, you
that
only
would
need like a
fraction.
little bit of dough.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one little pinch of dough.
But then it was cool.
Big
They had
ass
this whole other
supply.
tension where it was like this political or like thing in society where some people were like, yeah, well, when they shrink themselves down, they shouldn't have a right to vote or certain,
What the
or
fuck?
certain a right to certain taxes because they're not contributing that much to society and blah blah blah. And so like it was.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
true.
good-
What can they do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, and so like that was part of.
I guess I understand.
You
that.
can only do shrunk
yeah.
jobs.
Shrunk jobs.
So for if I stay non-shrunk, then life should be easier for the big people
Yeah,
because there's less big people too. There's fucking less cars on the highway, dude.
yeah.
The fucking line at the grocery store is shortening up.
Well, I think this was the big thing too. Like in the movie, it was to solve like global warming
like
and all those
overcrowding
types of
and stuff.
issues.
Global
Yeah,
warming.
overcrowding.
Bunch of fucking tiny people.
Yeah,
That's insane. So what if you shrunk a shrunk person?
get even
Can
smaller.
can you give the shrunk people the technology to shrink people,
Oh my
and then the
God.
people in that
They
society
keep going down
could
smaller and
shrink
smaller
down
to like
even
the quantum realm.
the quantum realm, dude. Damn.
All right.
You'd
Well,
go
so that
shrunk.
was our
I'd be scared to
review.
go shrunk because I would be scared that like I could just be stomped on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just knowing that there's giants out there would fucking freak
And
me
like
out.
in the thing too, like some of their friends, like their other miniature friends, were like, oh, we went to go visit, like you went to go visit people on the outside, like you actually get like transported in like a
They
fucking
could-
little
I
carrying
get
case.
to see you. I
But
get to
then,
see
like-
Shrunk Mike, dude. He's all
Yeah.
small. Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing?
Oh my God.
You know what? I just have that urge to just just bite your upper half off. I just chew up your bones, dude.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Why?
Fuck it. I just drowned you in a cup of water. Stop! Why? I don't know. Because you're shrunk.
All right. Let's talk about Matt Damon's best. Let's get over with this shit.
I don't know. I think it's that movie.
Downsizing.
Yeah.
From what I'm picturing in my head, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, his best movies, obviously Interstellar, Saving Private
Skip
Ryan.
the reviews?
Do we really need them? No. Give us one.
We gotta do some reviews.
We talked about downsizing for most of your review time.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
My review time.
We gotta talk.
That's all you
Is that how
get.
this
You
works?
get a set amount.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Mike's got timers on his phone right now. We don't even realize they're labeled like with my name, your name, his timing.
Yeah. You get it's like the green light then to red light.
Yeah.
It's like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
my time's almost up. 10 out of 10 had to watch twice. This person loved.
What the fuck?
Suburbicon,
They
10
watched
out of
that
10.
movie more than
Wow.
once, Suburbicon?
Some reviews are 1 and some reviews are 10 and nothing in between. I can see why now. The first time I watched this, I was working on my laptop simultaneously and missed many important but subtle happenings. The second time, I focused on the movie. My score went from a chaotic 2 to a rational 10. This is a Hitchcock classic. Even the music included a twist on psycho music during the tense action scenes. Oh, what a wicked woman was that sister. She even dyed her hair and changed her looks to be as the dead sister. The black action was there for a purpose. Why do people keep saying black? Just say dark. When the
Well, I think
insurance
they're actually talking about the black characters.
when the insurance guy was screaming from the lie cocktail, his screams were drowning out the screams of the crowd at the house at the back. Brilliantly executed. The people who gave this a 1 or 2 need to watch it again and focus.
I think George Clooney wrote this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The filming
Fuck
and
him.
costumes and scenery and props were amazing. That I'd agree with. I could not see anything out of place, but everything I did see brought back childhood memories. Oh, this person's old. I'll watch this again. It is up there with the Coen Brothers movies. Written in 2018. Man,
Don't agree with that.
you know? It just, dude, you could look up any movie and just search the fucking reviews by 10 out of 10s, and there's always some fucking old dirtbag. Oh, I fucking like this movie.
Yeah, they got it at Redbox.
Yeah,
Per
yeah.
usual.
We got nothing to do besides go
They get
rate
their,
reviews.
their bag of hard candy or their Mary Janes, and they're gonna sit down and
The fucking movie's a 2 out of 10, and it only gets a 2 because of like the
set design,
the set
and
design and the
production.
costumes.
Yeah,
I
costume
actually
design.
I skimmed over one review that was like a 4 out of 10. The other guy gave it, which is like, yeah, I can see that. But that's what he said, and he put it in a good way. Was basically saying that the only good thing of this film was like the cinematography, the design, the set, all of that. Like the putting you in that 1950s era was awesome.
Yeah.
That's such a played thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you spend enough money on a movie, I mean,
All right, I'm gonna make a movie,
decent,
right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be about murder and racial tension.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take place in the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Fucking 50s flashback.
Oh, fuck. All right, well, his best movies: Interstellar, Saving Private Ryan, The Departed, Good Will Hunting, The Martian, Born Ultimatum, Born Identity, Ocean's 11.
Well, I forgot about
Pretty
that.
much all three Bournes. True Grit, Talented Mr. Ripley. I mean, he's been in some good movies. Dogma was actually pretty high up there. Yeah. And We Bought a Zoo.
Dogma's got that definitely kind of a cult classic.
Oh, yeah, We Bought a Zoo. I love that movie.
What do you guys think? What do you think is his best? I mean, I think his best is probably The Martian or Good Will Hunting. I think because The Martian, he's like in the movie the most.
Yeah.
As like fully adult Mark Wahlberg.
Mark.
Matt Damon.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God, Mark Wahlberg.
Final four,
He's
Matt
on my
Damon
mind.
is Mark Wahlberg.
He's really good in Good Will Hunting. I know it's the topic of the episode, but he is really good in it.
Yeah.
But The Martian, I actually really like The Martian.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
No, I really like The Martian.
it's
too.
tough. It's a tough one.
You gotta choose one.
I'm gonna go with The Martian. I think
Yeah?
he's really good in that movie.
Nice.
Hmm.
And for worst?
That's a toughie. I mean, we got some bad movies here. We got Suburbicon, Downsizing, which I haven't seen, obviously.
great, dude.
Stuck on You.
Oh yeah, he's in Eurotrip. He's the fucking
Oh my God, I forgot he's in
Scotty
Eurotrip.
doesn't know.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Capillon
holy
Andy.
shit, I forgot about
That's
that.
one of his best.
Stuck on You. Remember that movie?
Yeah, I never saw it.
Oh my
but,
God, him and
Hereafter.
Greg Kinnear are
That
Siamese
was
twins.
That was what's their fate?
Fairly Brothers.
Fairly
movies,
Brothers.
yeah.
I knew it was the other brothers.
Brothers Grimm with him and Heath Ledger.
I like that. The funny thing is, I love that movie.
Really?
Like
I haven't seen it in fucking forever.
that movie.
I never
just
saw it.
yet again reminds me of one that like would be on the typical FX USA
Yeah,
or whatever. But like I love that movie where if I'm like sick,
Mhm.
I'll find that's a perfect movie. I'll throw on, just zone out.
Yeah, it's a cool movie because they're like traveling and they're con artists.
Yeah,
And
yeah. This is kind of.
It's by a good director, Terry Gilliam, who did like fucking 12 Monkeys and all sorts
Oh
of
shit! Now that I remember it, the guy that I was thinking who plays a Russian a lot, and he also plays a French guy, is in that movie. He plays like the French.
Are we thinking of the guy from Fargo isn't the guy, but are you thinking of the guy from Godzilla?
Maybe I can't think of Godzilla.
He's like the
though.
French, like, oh my God. He's in The Professional. Leon the Professional. Is that the one you're thinking of?
I don't know.
Fuck, I'll pull it up. But, I mean, he's also, back to Matt Damon, I'll pick his worst. I mean, I haven't seen The Great Wall. That movie looks terrible.
That's probably. Oh man,
You seen that movie?
No, but I was gonna say that's got to be pretty fucking.
That's gotta
bad.
be fucking bad. I mean,
Bad, especially with like special effects and him with. Doesn't he have fucking a ponytail?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he does.
Like just
He's got
that
a
alone,
ponytail.
right there.
I'm going with Suburbicon, not just because it's the thing of the episode. I just think he was terrible in it.
Yeah, I think he really flopped.
He really was bad in it.
Yeah.
You know, and we all know Matt Damon's a great actor. You know, and he just didn't bring it. I don't know if it's because he's just lazy working with his buddy George Clooney, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know the script was bad, but fuck, you know, step your game up a little bit here.
Yeah, he wasn't very convincing,
No.
and like we were saying, he just was.
No.
Like, you didn't know if he was like a good if he was like like a good guy, innocent or sensitive, or if he was actually like a monster, and I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, because you didn't know truly how bad he was.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the movie, it's like, damn, this guy's fucking evil. Where is he? He's been evil throughout the
This
movie,
guy's
but
fucking evil.
at the very end, you're like, damn, he's talking to his son like that.
This guy's a piece
That
of shit.
motherfucker's evil.
This motherfucker's a piece of shit.
That's so naughty.
Yeah, we gotta fucking put
Are you
this
thinking of this
motherfucker
guy?
down.
Janae Russo.
No.
Oh,
No.
all right.
The fucking mystery.
Oh, no, sorry. Jean Reno. what did I say?
Janae Russo.
Janae.
I was like combining fucking tons of people into one
That was
person.
like a Lego movie. You couldn't say anything right. Unite.
Oh yeah,
The Unite Kitty.
yeah.
Vitakakis?
Unite Kitty.
Vaticus?
Unite Kitty.
Unite Honey Kitty? Honey Kitty. Dude, that was one for the record books that last episode. Oh my god. Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic figures, dude.
All right, Chase, what do you think? What's his best / worst?
I would go with so for worst, I'm gonna go with Suburbicon over downsizing because in downsizing he wasn't bad. It was just the weird direction that the movie took. It just made no sense.
I might actually watch that movie.
Nah,
You know what's
you
weird about
should.
that movie is that it's directed by the director Alexander Payne, who I don't know. Did you ever see the movie George Clooney called The Descendants? About him in Hawaii and his wife
Yeah.
No, but I know
is in a
you're
coma and
yeah,
then she dies.
He's got like a kid. Couple
Yeah,
kids.
he has like a daughter,
Yeah.
and they're like a rich family in Hawaii. That movie's fucking bomb. And the director of that also directed Downsizing, which makes no
Really?
fucking sense.
That's weird. Yeah, no. So I would have to say because of that, like downsizing, he wasn't bad in it. Like I had no problem with him. But in this movie, like you just said, he just didn't really bring it. It was kind of just blah. His
Did
character
not bring
felt
it.
like a mash of like a lot of his recent characters.
Yeah,
Like he almost looked like the guy in The Informant,
yeah.
and role.
A little
and then,
plump.
Yeah, I don't know. And then for his best, that is tough because I do really like him in The Martian.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, but I'll have to go with Good Will Hunting because since obviously a lot of people would consider that's his best, but for me, since I saw it later, more recently, it made me appreciate because Matt Damon has always been so big and done all these movies, so it made me like see where he came from, and like, I appreciate that more.
Yeah.
I appreciated him more because of it.
No, I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think he was fucking amazing in the movie.
Yeah,
You know.
but I'll have to check back in later when I watch the Chinese him at the wall.
Great Wall.
Great Wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, that
I'll
might
check
be-
back in with you
check
guys
back
after I
in.
see that.
Yep. No one's gonna pick a Bourne, huh? No Bourne fans on this.
See, I really like Bourne, but for him, that like I feel like for him, I like more other movies that he's been in versus like Bourne, just because like action wise, there's so many more action movies I like better than
Yeah, that's
Bourne,
true. Yeah, because they're not like
You know,
they're not like my favorite action movies.
Yeah.
They're like
No.
I remember my dad really liking them at the time because that hand to hand combat that was
yeah.
that was
He
still
was like
relatively
John
new.
Wick before John Wick.
Yeah, like I was still relatively new like during that time, like 2002 when it came out. so.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Tom? Best / worst?
Best. It's between Good Will Hunting and The Departed
Mm-hmm.
because I think he's in The Departed enough to count that
Yeah.
as one.
Oh
of his.
yeah.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And I think that movie's fucking really, really good. But I'm gonna go with Good Will Hunting
Yeah.
just because of fucking how just emotional his character is and the chemistry between. Like a lot of times, like in really great movies, you see good chemistry. Like say if you took like Creed, right, and you take like Sylvester Stallone's chemistry with Adonis, like that's what makes that, right?
Yeah.
But then maybe his chemistry with the girlfriend isn't as great,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like that's still enough for like an Oscar nomination and maybe even a win.
Yeah.
But like this movie's rare where a lot of the characters all work great
Yeah.
together.
Like Matt Damon, Ben
Like-
Affleck, great.
Yep.
Matt Damon, fucking Robin Williams,
Great.
amazing.
Matt Damon.
The girl.
Great. And
Minnie
even
Driver.
his conflicts with the professor.
Yeah.
Great. Then
Yeah.
the two professors together. Great.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
this is a
fucking-
rare movie.
Yeah. It's like all the combinations. Like it's overall such an amazing movie. And then the two performances combined, Robin Williams and Matt Damon in that movie with the great supporting cast, like make that movie fucking really, really stand out. And then for worst, I'm gonna go with Suburbicon. Big steaming pile of shit. Dry acting.
Piece of
He's
shit.
such a flop, dude.
Oh,
He's such
God.
a flop.
Yeah, he's like a dead
flop.
And, like,
fish.
he
He's a
doesn't-
dead fish.
he just-
I feel like he like doesn't even have a lot of really bad movies
No, I'm looking at the
compared
list.
to
There's
like
not
other
many.
actors who
Yeah.
like always have like Sylvester Stallone, you know. It's like, yeah, Nicolas Cage, like he's the king of fucking bad movies, but like then it kind of becomes a thing. Like, how many fucking bad movies can I be in? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I keep fucking doing them. Fuck it, I don't
Because
care.
even like during his Kevin Smith, like he was in Dogma. Like he's actually, he's good in Dogma.
Yeah, it's like, he's always good.
Yeah.
I like that fucking movie. We Bought a Zoo. It's one of those corny family movies, but it's like a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that movie.
He's good in Ocean's 11. We barely even talked about
fucking
that.
acting.
11, he's awesome.
He's fucking good in that.
Yeah, his fucking acting's always good, dude. And he's always fills the role. But fucking Suburbicon, man, his acting is just shit. The fucking movie is so bad. Convoluted mess.
Yeah. It's just the script issue, I think, when it comes down to that movie. So
Yeah.
Really,
it is what it is.
And
seemed
flopping
like
performances.
They tried to be really ambitious and do all this stuff, and it just didn't pan out.
Nope,
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
It's not enough
They're not
talent behind the
A24.
camera, George. Or old Georgie boy.
Oh.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
All right, well, that wraps up episode 9.
Oh, we'll be
Yeah.
back next week for episode 10.
Yeah.
We're going to decide who we're going to do.
Yeah.
Tune in next week to find out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, I can't believe you made it all this way. Thanks for listening. You're still listening. You're a champ. You're a soldier. Follow us on Instagram at best/worst. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play, and give us a listen on whatever your preferred platform is. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.